Just think about all that incredible, hardworking equipment that's out there. I'm talking about the machines in factories, the instruments in labs, all those remote monitoring stations. These things are the workhorses, right? They've been doing their jobs perfectly for years. But so many of them have this one huge weakness. They're basically stuck in the past, totally cut off from the modern internet. And that's a massive problem. You've got this perfectly good, often expensive piece of machinery that's basically living on an island of lost tech. You can't check on it remotely, you can't pull data from it without a hassle, and you definitely can't control it unless you're standing right there. So how in the world do we rescue all this stranded tech and pull it into the 21st century?
Well, the real issue here, when you get right down to it, is a language barrier. See, the internet speaks one language, a standard protocol called TCP/IP. But a lot of these older industrial devices, they're speaking a completely different, much older language through what we call serial ports. The two just can't talk to each other directly.
So this is the picture. On one side, we have our hero, this stranded serial device doing its job day in and day out, but completely isolated. And on the other side, there's the entire world of the internet. There's this huge gap in the middle, and what we really need is a bridge. And lucky for us, that bridge actually exists. It's a special piece of hardware built to solve this exact problem, the Sollae Systems CSE M73G. Okay, so it might not look like much, but don't let its size fool you. This little module is basically a powerhouse of a translator. It's specifically designed to take that old school serial language and, in real time, convert it into the language of the internet. It is quite literally the missing link. So how does this little translator actually pull off its magic trick? Let's peel back the curtain and see how it builds that connection. The whole process is surprisingly simple. Your serial device just sends out its data in its own native language right into the CSE M73G module. The module instantly grabs that data, repackages it into what are called TCP/IP packets, and then sends it out through its Ethernet port. And from there, it can travel across the internet to pretty much any computer you want. It's a totally seamless two-way translation. So that right there is the key, serial to TCP/IP conversion. It's all about taking data from one format and making it perfectly understandable to a completely different one. Seriously, just think of it as a universal translator, but for machines. It's what allows old tech to finally have a conversation with the modern web. Now, this little module isn't just a one-trick pony. It has a few, well, let's call them superpowers, that make it incredibly effective at its job. First up, superpower number one is its amazing versatility because, as it turns out, not all serial devices speak the exact same dialect. And this is where the module's flexibility is so important. Industrial gear uses all sorts of communication standards. You've got RS-232, which is super common for short distances, then there's RS-422 for longer runs, and the really tough RS-485 that's built for noisy environments. The cool part? The CSE M73G can handle all of them. It's fluent in every major dialect of that old serial language. Okay, on to superpower number two. This thing is tough. I mean, the places these modules need to work are definitely not your typical comfy, air-conditioned offices. This little device operates from a bone-chilling minus 40 degrees Celsius all the way up to a blistering 85 degrees. It's a true industrial-grade piece of hardware, built to just keep on working, whether it's on a scorching factory floor or at some freezing cold remote site. And there are a few other great features too. It's tiny, so it's easy to install in tight spaces. It supports modern SSL security to keep your data safe, which is absolutely crucial. It's also future-proofed with IPv6 support. And a really nice touch, the Ethernet port is built right in, so you're not fumbling around with clumsy adapters. But all of that is really just building up to its ultimate power. This is a feature that is an absolute game changer, especially for monitoring. I mean, what if you needed more than one person or more than one system to see your device's data at the exact same time? The CSE M73G can handle up to 8 simultaneous connections. That's right, 8. So think about what that really means. Data from just one of your serial devices can be sent to 8 different places at once. We're talking about the main control room, a manager's laptop, a data logging server. They can all be watching the exact same device in real time. There's this quote that really just sums up the whole goal here. It's about freedom. Freedom from being physically chained to your equipment. It's about finally getting the power of remote access. So let's bring this all home. Let's talk about the real world impact. What does this little piece of tech actually empower you to do? It really boils down to this simple but powerful set of steps. First, you connect. You finally bridge that technology gap for your old device. That immediately lets you monitor its status and its data from anywhere on Earth. Then, once you can monitor it, you can control it remotely. And the bottom line in all this? You save. You save time, you save travel costs, and you save all that manual effort of having to be on site for every little thing. So I'll leave you with this final question. Look around your own world, whether it's at your job or in your personal projects. What valuable, hardworking, but totally stranded piece of technology is just sitting there, waiting for its bridge to the internet? What could you unlock by bringing it online?